or afternoon, or night. Here we see the child removing the screws from the neck in order to work on the goopy mess that is the wood dust and glue. Removing the neck, he can now trim down the excess to fill the gaps. Here we have our P90 pickups that the child is checking the fit and then screwing down for the screws to hold the pickups in place. And now we're on to the tedious work of leveling frets. Firstly, you want to make sure that your guitar neck is as straight as possible. This is checked with a straight edge. And then, from that point of having a very straight neck, we will level down the frets so that each fret corresponds to the next fret. And we have no bumps, no elevations or dips. Firstly, the child wants to cover up the neck, because we don't want a lot of dust and nastiness on our fretboard. Starting with the edges and then on each fret. This will, in theory, help to remove the tape easier once you're done. Now the child takes a marker and marks the top of each fret. This is for us to much more easily visualize once we remove material, to see where we have some high spots and where we have some low spots. We want these markings to be removed equally. And if we still see some spots, we know that the other frets are higher. So the child sands down and makes sure to get it as straight as possible, not putting excess pressure to bend the neck. By having a steady hand and making sure that you remove material equally, as all things should be, perfectly balanced.
Is it right or left? Is it upside down?
Once he's found a good balance, he plays around a bit with other grits, starting with the lowest grit and moving up higher. All the marks on the frets will be visible if we don't gradually follow up the grits to make sure that we remove the harsher grits from previous grits. Now I really want some grits.
What is truly the purpose? We want the best for us, and we will seek that goal as one. There will be
for this guitar, the child opted to do some fall-off. He takes around the 14th fret, puts some tape, and then re-levels the upper frets. This creates a little slope, which hopefully will create less buzz since the string vibrates more at that point. This is not something that is necessary, but it's something to try out, which the child thought that he wanted to do for this build. And then we have here some minute details, meaning if the fret rocker rocks, the middle fret is probably a little bit higher, meaning that we need to bump that down a little bit. After planing down the frets, we need to crown them. We mark the frets again, and then by using a file that is curved, we just make sure that the ends, the sides of the fret is removed, leaving only a tiny sliver on top, which is our contact point for our string, getting our intonation spot on.
We are going nowhere. We are going nowhere. Yeah, the fact is that we're going nowhere.
Then using a 320 grit sandpaper, he rounds off the fret to curve them, but still leaving the tops untouched, because we don't want to remove more material since we have put all that work into leveling the frets and then crowning them. He then works gradually up the grits. Removing harsher marks in order to get a perfect mirror-like shine on these frets. Then, finally, we use some Autosol polish and a Dremel tool to really polish up those frets to a mirror-like shiny finish. Having silky smooth frets will ensure your bending to be silky smooth. Time to remove all that tape. And even though we did our little trick, this tape is a little bit pesky and wants to stick in some places. Look at that. A nicely made, leveled crown fretboard with sexy frets. Tellurians, please like, share, and subscribe and all that jazz. Until next time, ta-ta!